Yes, sir. Good morning, sir. We start.
Jancy ma'am, please check your network. Audio is break.
Hello, ma'am. Am I audible now?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, shall we start?
Raghu sir.
Yes, we can start. Principal
Thank
sir,
you, sir.
shall we start, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir, your audio is having some issues, it seems. Yeah, Jancy ma'am, we can start.
Your host of this event. Opportunities don't happen. You create them. The Institution Innovation Council and Ganeshan Incubation and Entrepreneurship Center cordially invite you all for the inauguration of one credit course on innovative thinking tools. To begin this event, Sir L. Prabhu, Vice Principal Administration, HOD Mechanical Engineering, and President IIC AVIT, who believes in innovation.
Hello, Jancy ma'am, your network is not good, it seems. Your voice is not clear.
Please go ahead with the open.
Okay. So I'll give my welcome speech, sir. I think madam is having some issue, it seems. Hello.
Am I audible?
Okay, sir. Sir, your audio is not clear, sir. Some disturbances are there.
Am I audible now?
Audible, sir, but still it's not clear. I think for me it's like that. I'll check with others also.
Sir, there's a background noise. Maybe you can.
Okay.
From noise.
Sir, you can.
Good morning, sir. Just take the mobile somewhat distance, sir.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Prabhat.
Okay, sir. Shall I start, sir? Shall I start my welcome?
Yeah, please.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir, please, actually, okay. Honorable Madam Chancellor, distinguished Chief Guest, beloved Principal, respected Director, International Affairs, Dean CSR, Dr. Giri Rangaswamy, Madam, Deputy Registrar, all HODs, my dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I am pleased to be part of the inauguration of one credit course on innovation thinking tools organized by Institutional Innovation Council in association with Ganeshan Incubation and Entrepreneurship Center and Minds Power. Let me extend to you all a very warm welcome on this inaugural function. Peter F. Drucker, the father of management thinking, says, innovation is the specific instrument of entrepreneurship, the act that endows resources with a new capacity to create wealth. Catching the roots of Drucker, the Institutional Innovation Council, under the able guidance of our beloved principal, Dr. G. Selva Kumar, is organizing this one credit course on innovation thinking tools. At the outset, I want to welcome our Honorable Madam Chancellor, who has referred this particular resource person, that is Dr. Rekha Shetty. Through her only this particular course is taking place. This is one of the milestone of AVIT, as this is the first such one credit course that we are organizing in terms of design thinking and innovation, which will be very, very helpful for us to get grades in terms of Atal ranking of institutional innovation achievements and also in other accreditation bodies. On behalf of Institution Innovation Council AVIT, I wholeheartedly welcome you, madam. Again, I take this immense opportunity to welcome our distinguished chief guest, Dr. Rekha Shetty, Minds Power, founder of Minds Power. That is for this inaugural session. I hope that the next 8 hours, the 8 days of sessions, each day is 2-hour session, will be very fruitful for the student, and also in our busy schedule. Initially, when we had a talk, it was for only 8 hours we planned. But after an interaction, and also what was the feedback that I got from the faculty who are attending her program with the Madras Management Association on innovative thinking tools, I felt that it will be very good instead of conducting 8 hours, if you do it for 16 hours, which can help our students to earn credit, which will be helpful for strengthening their profile. I made a request to Madam. Immediately she agreed, and she spoke about a lot of innovative things that can happen in our university. We are very much looking forward to that is implement those initiatives. And really thank you, Madam. And also on behalf of Institution Innovation Council, I welcome you for this particular inaugural session. And also I welcome our beloved Principal, Director International Affairs, our Director CSR, Giri Rangasamy Madam, and all the HODs for this inauguration session. Before welcome, that is completing my speech, I just wanted to brief about the activities that is happening. So every particular that is institution management will have a vision. Even our Chancellor Dr. A.S. Ganesan is having a vision that the institution should excel more on particular entrepreneurship and innovation skills. He wants the students to be a job provider, not a job seeker. So based on this was implemented. Based on his suggestions, we established, AVIT has established a Innovative Product Development and Incubation Center during the year 2019. So this is one of the key, that is the initiative that has taken by the university, which is not available in any of the nearby universities, even the universities which are in NAC A grade, even in Chennai or Tamil Nadu. So with I was nominated as the program director for the innovative product development. Under this, we have 2 verticals: incubation center and entrepreneurship development cell. Under the able guidance of the principals and the management, and the support and encouragement, motivation given by the management, the innovative product and development cell has initiated a lot of events to establish an ecosystem for providing an entrepreneurship environment among the particular students within the campus. So, and the continuous effort of the faculty members and efforts of the students, we are doing very good. And when Ministry of Education has implemented AV, that is the Institutional Innovation Council, in all the self-financing engineering colleges and also in deemed universities, we actively participated, and very happy to share that last year we got 5 out of 5 stars in Institutional Innovation Council activities. And this year also, in the National Innovation Contest, we are placed, two of our projects are placed in final round. So these are all the initiatives. Based on the initiatives taken by all the core members of Institutional Innovation Council, all these things are happening. And also for last 1 year, we are keen, our Chancellor is keen on establishing a that is a one of the art of facilities with the Ganesan Incubation and Entrepreneurship Center, in which we have identified 3 emerging areas. There is 3 verticals. One is an emerging technology, another one is rural entrepreneurship, and the another one is healthcare. Under that particular GI,
Prabhu sir.
Chitra ma'am, am I audible now, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Proceed, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Shall I proceed, ma'am?
Yes, yes.
I think Prabhu sir had got network issues.
hello.
Yes, sir.
So, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Jansi ma'am, we can proceed.
What is
Yes,
the
ma'am.
next?
Yes, ma'am. The purpose of education is to make good human beings with compassion, skill, and knowledge. I request such a skillful personality, Dr. G. Selva Kumar, Principal AVIT, to deliver the presidential address.
Am I audible now? Am I audible, sir?
Sir, there is a
Sir, your
problem
voice
in
is having some disturbance.
So there is a problem in your mic, I think so, sir.
Francis,
Sir, I think you can join through your mobile itself, sir.
Mobile, I cannot join.
Okay, okay.
I have a problem with the chat. Am I audible now?
Voice is not clear, sir. You're audible, but
sir,
your
maybe
voice is not clear.
try logging off and logging in again, sir. No, you can't log out. Maybe.
Sir, I think, Syed, sir, you can just give your speech so that next principal can join.
Okay. Is my voice audible?
Jansi ma'am, please.
Yes, sir. I'll introduce
Yes, sir.
Syed,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. The best boss is the one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. Now, I would like to invite one such eminent personality, Mr. A. Syed Muhammad, Director, International Relations, VMRF, to deliver the special address.
Thanks, Jansi. Good morning. Is my voice audible, please?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
It's clear.
Thank you. Good morning, one and all. At the outset, would like to very sincerely thank Madam Chancellor for helping us to arrange this session and also getting a very eminent speaker, Dr. Rekha Shetty, for this session and the program and training following this. Good morning, ma'am. Welcome to also personally thank you, ma'am, for saying that AVIT should be in a position to bring in lot of such innovative persons. And I think with your help and support, I can assure you, we would really be able to do that. And you would be able to see the difference in the next 18 to 24 months, where we'll have such a large number of innovators being churned out from the Institutional Innovation Council. And also request the audience to basically go through the book that our eminent speaker, Dr. Rekha Shetty, has authored, the one on Innovation Sutra, where she has really come out with some brilliant ways, better business and a better life, and also the happiness quotient. They're one of the best books that I've gone through, ma'am, and really helps everybody to better understand what innovation is all about and really to work towards that. I would like to take a few minutes to talk on innovative thinking. This is one that is being used very prominently. Innovative thinking, design thinking, cognitive thinking, lateral thinking. What is it? Why is it? And I think once we get to understand the three components of what, why, and how, then with a bit of perseverance and practice, we should be able to get into this innovative thinking mindset. So basically, what is it and why is everybody talking about? And how do we get to the stage where we can also do some innovative thinking? And finally, why is it important is what we really need to understand. So if you simply break up this innovative thinking, though it has a huge amount of jargons and all that, simply put, innovative thinking is the ability to come up with new ideas and novel approaches to anything that we do. I think when the training session goes on, you will get to understand more, because at least from our perspective, most of the first time innovations have done the pinnacle in most of the areas, or almost have been achieved. We have hit the right level of speed, we've hit the right level of efficiency, we've hit the right level of automation. So the best thing that one can now do is to see how we can be more efficient, how can we do things differently so that we can finish it more effective and more faster. And why do we need to do this? We need to do this to possibly save precious time and save on cost. So these are the two elements that we really need to do to think out of the box and work on some innovative thinking. And finally, how does one person get to be an innovative thinker? How does one person really trigger that thought? There's nothing too much scientific on either the design thinking or innovative thinking. If you really want to do some innovative thinking, one has to be very curious, try to think differently. I mean, we've been born to a mindset where, like a herd of sheep, we just follow the first one, not even trying to understand why we are doing it or why we should be doing it. In fact, there was a big study about 25 years back in the Stanford School of Management. So what they did, they had put about 8 monkeys in a room and then placed one ripe bunch of bananas a little bit up on the room. So for which you need to sort of climb through a ladder and then try to get to the bananas. And there was a ladder in it also. So when the first monkey tried to attempt and go to collect the banana, what they did is they forced a cold jet of water on that monkey. And monkey being allergic to water, they came down. The first monkey came down. Then after some time, the second monkey tried to do, it got the same treatment, and so on till all the 8 monkeys in the room which were trying to collect the banana, they were blasted with a jet of cold water and all came down. Then what they did, they removed one monkey out of that, introduced a new one. And the new one, not knowing that cold shower blast, it tried to walk up the ladder. But what they did, they kept quiet, but the other 7 monkeys which had that cold shower, they knew what happened. So they hit and dragged the newer monkey down. So eventually what Stanford did was they replaced all the old monkeys which had the shower and they had new monkeys. All the new monkeys, whenever the new one comes, they will climb, the rest will hit and pull without even knowing the reason. So unfortunately, that is where we are as a human being, where we try to follow the same path, not trying to think differently or not trying to question things. So basically, we need to be curious. One needs to get out of a comfort zone, because when we are doing things within the comfort zone, our mind does not work. The required level of adrenaline is not pumped in. So we get into a comfort zone when we keep doing the same thing monotonously again and again. And the third quality, what we need to have is basically we need to listen. And unfortunately, in India, at least among us, we are very good talkers, but we are not very good listeners, actually. So that is one other issue I think that we really need to look and change. And the fourth aspect is one has to be really passionate on doing things. We should be doing just not because we need to do, but we really need to be extremely passionate on what we are doing so that we get the right effectiveness out of it. And the perseverance factor is the one that we really need to hang on, because perseverance is one which is very difficult to come. We tend to do something, and if it doesn't work, we happily drop it and come. You really need to be an innovative thinker. You really need to persevere. We need to embrace the diversity. I mean, we need to accept that not our thoughts alone would matter, but everything else coming from wherever it is would also matter. So we need to really embrace the diversity. And finally, we need to really see it from a different perspective altogether. So unfortunately, in India, what we tend to do is we have a sort of a very bioscopic vision. We would like to see what only we focus on and completely live everything that is around it. So I think these are the things that really we need to take into consideration. Some good success stories we know anyway, for where people have thought differently and they have succeeded. In fact, for example, Facebook. When Facebook first launched and they just said, we are going to provide some space where you can put whatever you want, put whatever photos you want, it was sort of ridiculed. But now you know where Facebook is, right? One cannot be without getting into the Facebook every hour or so. WhatsApp, that's another fantastic story. Using your phone, using your connectivity, you could really do whatever you want. And of course, in India, we have this Ola and Swiggy. They haven't done something really dramatic. They haven't done something which is of a major scientific breakthrough, but they only thought differently as to how they could deliver that final user comfort. And now coming into whether we, you or I, can be a good innovative thinker, I think it's not very difficult. Some people are born brilliant, of course, while most of us can get brilliant if we really persevere. One of the key things that we also need to look into is how do we taper into the right side of the brain? Because unfortunately, most of us use the left side of the brain, which is more of a sort of a linear thinking, which is more of a conservative approach, while right side of the brain is in charge of the visual awareness, is in charge of the imagination, is in charge of the emotion. So the more we tap in and use the right side of the brain, the more innovative one could be. And at this point, I would also like to name a few people who had used the left side of the right side of the brain very, very, very effectively. Napoleon Bonaparte was one. Leonardo da Vinci was another. Marie Curie, Aristotle. So all these are known figures which had really tapped and they were able to use the right side more effectively. And among the people whom we have lived with, Steve Jobs is one, Mark Zuckerberg is one, who used the emotive part, who used the curiosity part, which the right side controls, or which the right side of the brain enables more effectively. This brings us to the interesting question as to why Albert Einstein was not effectively using the right part, but more on left. But then, on autopsy of when Albert Einstein passed away, they really wanted to do an autopsy and dissect the brain and figure it out what made him so brilliant. What the scientist wondered was, he was using the left side of the brain, but his left hemisphere of the brain was in a completely different context and did not look like a normal left side. So maybe Aristotle would have also used the other one. So eventually, we have around 86 to 100 billion neurons on the brain. We really need to start simulating the right part of the brain a bit more. And once we are able to do this, I think most of us can be a reasonable innovator. One point on a lighter side I would like to leave here is, at least I have found out from my experience, Indians are very good at one innovative part. We are extremely good at one innovative part. And this is coming from my work experience. We really spend more than 30 minutes or 1 hour trying to innovate some fantastic ideas as to why any job could not be done, while it would hardly take about 5 or 10 minutes to really accomplish that job. So unfortunately, this is where I think most of Indians are really highly innovative. I think we really need to move away for that, and trying to spend a better part of an hour, maybe 1 or 2 hours, working on these areas would make a fantastic difference in terms of innovation. And I think, again, thanking Madam Chancellor for enabling this. But I think with having speakers like this and having some extended sessions, Dr. Rekha Shetty ma'am, I think with your help and assistance, we should be able to achieve what we are looking for in trying to build up some very good innovators. And also thanking the conveners of the Innovation Institution Council, Prabhu and his team. Thank you, ma'am, and welcome again to our program.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Dr. G. Selvakumar, Principal AVIT, to deliver the presidential address.
Am I audible now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Honorable Madam Chancellor, respected guest speaker, respected Director International Relations, Director CSR, Vice Principals, organizers of this program, heads of various departments, faculty colleagues, and my dear student friends. I extend a warm morning wishes to all of you. My dear students, a million years ago, this globe and this Earth was developed by God, created by God. And after that, the Earth, what we see, the world, what we see today, is purely developed by the engineers. So I can always say that engineers are the second God. We can develop and create anything. So all these years, we have developed all the facilities, what we enjoy, what we see, and what we are privileged to handle. And there is a room for improvement. So what's the key word now? And the key and buzzword is innovation. Unless otherwise you are creative and innovative, you can never succeed. So be creative. And there are many characteristics and attributes available for good innovators and creators. I just touch upon four such characteristics and attributes. Number one, think simple. Number two, think cost effective. Number three, think creatively. And number four, be empathetic. So these are the four major attributes for good innovators. So think simple and think cost effective. I just want to touch upon the classic problem of spacewalkers, space travelers. Those days they tried to use a fountain pen to write in space. Because of the absence of gravity, they could not do it. So Americans spent millions of dollars and invented ballpoint pen, whereas the Russian cosmonauts solved the same problem by just spending 2 rupees. They used pencil. So it doesn't mean that if you want to be creative, it doesn't mean that you have to use rocket technology. So think simple and think cost effective. Whatever product you develop need not be very costly, because at the end of the day, the common man is going to use it. And third attribute is think creative, think different, think out of box. The famous destination, tourist destination in USA, United States of America, is Miami. You can find many beaches there. And people all around the globe used to visit Miami Beach during the vacation time, and they used to spend their time in the beaches. And during that time, they used to consume a lot of ice creams and throw the cups everywhere. So the entire beach looks untidy. And the corporation of Miami wanted to solve this issue. So they announced a contest, an open contest, where anybody can take part in it. So many entries came in. They suggested many ideas to solve this issue. And one particular interesting idea won the first prize. What is that? They eat ice cream and then eat the cup. Now it sounds interesting. How can you eat the cup? It's nothing but cone ice cream. So the cone ice cream was born that way. So after you eat the ice cream, you also eat the cup. There is no chance of littering the beach. So think creative, think innovative, think out of box. That's the third attribute for a great innovator. And the fourth attribute is be empathetic. Always what we do is we show sympathy on the people who are suffering. So we feel sorry for them, but instead you stand in their legs, you feel their problem and pain, and you try to give solution for their problems. Our former president, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, once he was asked by the press people about which invention is close to his heart. He did not mention that about any participation or contribution in satellites or missiles or rockets or tanks. He told that when he see small children with physical disability able to walk with difficulty because of the very heavy artificial legs. So he wanted to solve this issue. He and his team members sat together and designed an artificial leg using the rocket materials. The rocket materials are very light and very strong. So they used the material to design the artificial leg, which is very light and which is very strong. And using that, the students are able to walk very easily and happily. So he told that invention is close to my heart. So be empathetic. There are plenty of problems available in the society. And I always say to my students is that when there are challenges, when there are problems, as engineers, you have opportunity. So plenty of opportunities there in the country because there are plenty of challenges. And to address that, Government of India is organizing many challenges and hackathons for the past 5 years, be it Smart India Hackathon or Asian India Hackathon, Agri India Hackathon. So different sectors are coming up with their own challenges and problems, expecting you to solve it. So it doesn't mean that they're organizing the competitions and challenges to felicitate you, to give prize money to the students. No, they want real solution for the challenges faced by the different sectors. And our management is magnanimous enough to provide the facilities in the campus. The previous speakers talked about Ganeshan Innovation and Entrepreneurship Cell. So it's a very major initiative to inculcate entrepreneurial skill among the students. And also, our institute has been recognized by Ministry of Micro, Small, Medium Enterprises, Government of India as business incubator. And I hope that this year we will get 1 crore fund from the ministry to establish plant and machineries. And once you come to the campus, you can make use of the facilities to design your own product. So there are plenty of opportunities available, and the resources are not constrained. Finance is not constrained. Again, I would like to thank our management, particularly the Chancellor and Madam Chancellor, for providing seed money for product development. It's a real wonderful gesture. Most of the institutions are not doing it, whereas AVIT is really magnanimous enough to provide the seed money to the faculty members for the product development. So I can say that the finance is not a constraint, the resources are not constrained. The only constraint is innovative thought process. So my dear friends, think creatively, think big. And before I conclude, I just want to quote the Ambani, the founder chairman of Reliance Industries. Ambani's 2 important quote. One is think big, think fast, think ahead. Ideas are no one's monopoly. So unless otherwise you think fast, think ahead of time, your ideas are not going to succeed. And the second major thing is, if you don't build your dream, someone else will hire you to help them build theirs. So in the previous speech, our VP had been told, we are aiming at providing, making you as job providers rather than job seekers. So every ambience is available in our campus to make you as job providers. So India needs such job providers, and I want everyone to build your dream, build your company, become an entrepreneur, grow, and by that way India also grows. With this, I once again thank our Madam Chancellor for gracing the occasion and inviting an eminent personality for talking about the research, innovative thinking skills. And I thank organizers for organizing such a wonderful event. And I thank everyone whose presence makes this program a grand success. Thank you for the opportunity given to me.
Thank you, sir. The empowered woman is powerful beyond measure, beautiful beyond description, and never hesitates to walk an extra mile, always with a smile when it comes to molding minds. And now it's time to invite our beloved Madam Chancellor, Dr. Anuradha Ganesan, Director VMRF, a very graceful, magnificent, and multifaceted personality, to deliver the inaugural address.
Thank you very much. Dr. G. Selvakumar, Principal of AVIT, our esteemed Chief Guest of the Day and founder of Mind Power, Dr. Rekha Shetty, Dr. Prabhu, Mr. Sai, Dr. Chitra, Mr. Praveen, Dr. Giri Rangasamy, Dr. Jensi, faculty, staff, and my dear students. It is a pleasure to be here this morning to participate in the inaugural program of this course on innovative thinking tools by Dr. Rekha Shetty. I'm happy that this program has been organized by the Institutional Innovation Council and the Ganeshan Incubation Cell. We are extremely happy to have Dr. Rekha Shetty with us, popularly known as the corporate doctor, an entrepreneur, author, scholar, charter president of a Rotary Club, a past district governor, a recipient of the Service Above Self Award. There are so many feathers to her cap, and she is the most apt person to handhold and conduct this very interesting topic of innovation. She is an academically brilliant person, scholar with a PhD in the subject of innovation, an original thinker who has studied various disciplines. She has been invited by the US State Department to be part of an expert team from 10 countries to study the problems and solutions to drug addiction. She has a lifelong commitment to innovation and creativity in management. This is to say, like, what a multifaceted person we have amidst us. There is a Chinese proverb that says, when the winds of change blow, some people build walls and others build windmills. Dr. Rekha Shetty, with her magic wand, has several successful turnarounds in companies using thinking tools. She has shown increase in profits, reduction in costs, while improving customer satisfaction levels and employee participation levels. She says, you can decide whether you will lead the change or become a victim to it. And think about proactively enhancing your personal, family, professional space. So as I was going through her book, there was a line which says, for example, in your personal space, one can create goals that will improve your skills and build on your strengths. To tap into the passion that you have kept tightly leashed because you had no time. Did you always want to learn to play the guitar? Sign up now. Was dancing that lights your fire? Do it. Sign up for that distance learning program. She encourages us to get that innate abilities out. I can see Dr. Rekha Shetty's passion for this and how she wants to take this to the youth and innovate India. We have the largest young and educated skill force in India, and it is time to harness and give direction and energy to the skill where we can tap into all the benefits and talents and creativity that is within us. We can all make the world a better place. I'm also very excited to take part today to see how my own creativity and passions can be harnessed by thinking differently. Our principal, Dr. Selva Kumar, who has joined recently, has several wonderful ideas to take the institution forward in academics, research, and innovation, and a valuable asset to our organization. I look forward to his contributions, and on behalf of the management, I would like to extend my warmest welcome and good wishes.
Thank you.
My best wishes to Mr. Syed and the conveners of this program, Professor Prabhu, Dr. Chitra, and Mr. Praveen, for organizing this seminar. I also take this opportunity to welcome all our new students and their parents into our Vinayaka family. I congratulate all the students who have taken up this program. The importance of such learning cannot be understated. I see there are about nearly 500 participants today. I'm very happy to see that number. Dear students, it is very important for us to develop our creativity, learn how to study effectively, and not mindless acquisition of facts. We have to innovate and not imitate. We need to believe in our ideas. As Thomas Edison said, the value of an idea lies in the using of it. And don't worry about failing now and then, because that is a step forward in learning and step forward in innovation. When there is some kind of a change, there is always a risk of something unknown. Some things you can control, some things happen unexpectedly. But it is this new and unfamiliar that actually brings the breakthroughs. So Henry Ford, the founder of the Ford Motor Company, said, if I had asked the public what they wanted, they would have said a faster horse. He then took a very unfamiliar step of investing in mass production of cars with lower costs and introduced a franchisee system and revolutionized the transportation industry. The secret of change is to focus all your energy not on fighting the old, but building on the new, says Socrates. Coming to the modern companies, as Mr. Syed had said, Apple, there are so many innovative companies. Apple has been named the most innovative company by the Boston Consulting Group. Last year's winner was Alphabet, which now is in the second place. And then you have Microsoft in the fourth place, Samsung in the fifth, Facebook is 10th. Innovation breeds success as it creates a compelling value for customers. It grows tremendously on its value. Its culture attracts and inspires great talent. It empowers people and holds them accountable. We don't have to, we don't have to tell people how to do things, rather tell what to do, and they will surprise you with your work. Innovation survives only when people believe in their own ideas. Some of the other innovative companies in today's world are ServiceNow, which engages in cloud computing, Workday, Salesforce, Tesla, Amazon, Netflix, our own Hindustan Unilever. Dear students, the AICTE and the Ministry of Education has recommended to offer innovation and entrepreneurship courses to all engineering and technology programs curriculum to create the innovation culture among the students. So you can understand the thrust given to these areas. The university has taken up this initiative and introduced this course as open for all the branches of engineering and technology as a 1 credit course to understand the innovation culture, ecosystem, incubation activities, and finally, how to become an entrepreneur and startups. So I'm happy to see a large number of you from all institutions, from management, arts and science have enrolled. And I'm sure this is going to inspire and stimulate us. Young people are not only the users of science, technology, social media, etc. You are also the innovators. You have the potential to bring in new technology. You have the ideas that can bring in change. You can start something new. It could be small, it doesn't matter. You just have to believe in yourself. There are huge prospects in this age of digital media. Take something that is close to your heart, what you believe in, and put your ideas and creativity and start working on it. Do look at things that are really important to the world around us. Look at the community, your city, your country. As our principal said, there are plenty of opportunities around you to innovate. But you need to be well prepared to use science and technology. And for that, you have to educate yourself. You have to prepare yourself and be exposed to such kind of thinking and knowledge and creativity. And that will give you this confidence to take on new ideas. I don't want to take much more of your time. I'm as eager as all of you to attend this session. My heartfelt thanks to Dr. Rekha Shetty for undertaking this, and I look forward to the rest of the program. Thank you so much, Madam, for coming, and we are so much looking forward to this.
Thank you, ma'am. The achievements of the organization are the results of the combined effort of each individual, and today we are experiencing it. I now request Dr. L. Chitra, HOD of Electrical and Electronics Engineering Department, Vice President IIC of AVIT, who constantly encourages students to take part in all the events, to introduce the chief guest.
Thank you, Jency, ma'am. Good morning to one and all present here. It's a great honor for me to introduce the chief guest, Dr. Rekha Shetty, as a Managing Director of Fastar Distribution Network, a unique consultancy company devoted exclusively to innovation and creativity under the brand name Mindspark. She consults with some of the region's major corporates on long-term innovation initiatives that involve everyone from doorman to chairman. She's an author, an entrepreneur, and an original thinker. She completed her PhD from Madras University on the subject of innovation, and Dr. Rekha Shetty began her career with a brilliant academic record with the 2 university ranks Her thoughts come from a deep study of many disciplines: management, sociology, psychology, economics, history, and spirituality. Popularly known as corporate doctor, Dr. Rekha Shetty has created a new tool for Indian managers to develop the competitive edge, innovation, and creativity through MindSpark. As a member of the syndicate of the 200 years old Anna University, she helped introduce a 40-week program on innovation for budding engineers. She is also on the board of studies of the psychology department in the Madras University. She is a faculty of leading business schools for the MBA course like Madras University and Great Lakes Institute of Management, and speaks at global seminars on innovation. She has conducted MindSpark programs worldwide in places as far-flung as Siberia, Sri Lanka, Singapore, and USA. She was also awarded the Outstanding Young Person Award by JCs. She was invited by the US State Department to the part of an expert team from 10 countries to study the problems and solutions to drug addiction. She has also had a lifelong commitment to innovation and creativity in management. She is consulted in successful turnarounds, new product development, and increasing profitability. Her long-term innovation initiative using 47 thinking tools helps in a steep increase in profits, reduction in costs, while improving customer satisfaction levels and employee participation levels. She is a consultant to ICICI Bank, Ashok Leyland Limited, Hyundai Motors Limited, TVS Groups, Durgapur Steel Plant, Indian Oil Corporation Limited, and other blue chip companies. In her very first assignment in United India Insurance, she developed a nationally acclaimed advertising campaign. As a group vice president of the Apollo Hospitals, she pioneered the concept of hospital marketing and health insurance. During the last 17 years, she has specialized in the field of creativity in management and developed her own management brand, MindSpark. And she has also contributed towards a lot of books published. And I would like to highlight some of the books here. First book, The Zero Heart Attack Path. And the second book is about portable roof. And third one is about the corporate strategy, Minds for Innovation. And the fourth one is about Innovate 90 Days to Transform Your Business. And the fifth one is about the Happiness Quotient. And sixth one is Innovate Happily. Seventh one, Innovation Secrets of Indian CEOs. Eighth one is about Innovation Sutra. And ninth one is about Everyday Happiness Mantras. And also a book of poem, Seasons of the Heart, and At Last of I Happy Street. And also I would like to highlight, and the madam was one of the Asia's first women district governors for Rotary International and was awarded Rotary's highest award, Service Above Self. Her dream is to see India as the innovation capital of the world. For the last 20 years, her mission is towards creativity and innovation, having more workshops and hushed for corporate boardrooms with captains of industry and economists, which paved path to understand the potential of grassroots workers. To do lots of innovation, our students are eagerly waiting for the wonderful sessions, ma'am. With a big round of applause for Dr. Rekha Shetty, I welcome you, ma'am. Thank you for the presence today.
Thank you, ma'am. Innovation is where imagination meets ambition. I now request the exuberant and vibrant personality, Dr. Rekha Shetty, founder, MindSpark, to share the outline of the course, Innovative Thinking Tools.
Thank you very much, Chitra. It's really very kind of you to have introduced me at such length. And I'd like to welcome all of you to this session where you have heard so many luminaries speak on the most important topic in the world, and that is how to explore the empire of your own mind. The subject of the next 16 hours is going to be about how to unlock your potential. The great scientist Carl Sagan said, every human being has the capacity to store the equivalent of 7,550 volumes of Encyclopedia Britannica. Every human being was gifted at birth with an incredible computer, a computer with the capacity to store the equivalent of 7,550 volumes of Encyclopedia Britannica. All you have to do is to access and open these volumes and make them yours. I was very impressed with everything that Professor Syed, Principal Selvaraj, and Dr. Anu said. The world belongs not to those who have the most resources. The world belongs to those who are most adaptable, as Darwin said when he spoke about the survival of the fittest. The fittest means people who can adapt to the most incredible changes that will sweep across our world, which we are just beginning to see at the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic. So what can you look forward to in learning the 47 thinking tools? I've devoted most of my life to developing the 47 thinking tools. The essence of everything I've done for the last 30 years, my company is 28 years old, is the 47 thinking tools. What are the 47 thinking tools? The 47 thinking tools are formula. They're the mathematics of innovation. If you learn those formula, there will be no problem which you cannot solve. You will not say it cannot be done. You will say, these are the 100 ways it can be done. Which is the best way? You choose. And in a team, you will choose the easiest, the least expensive, the fastest method of doing anything in the world. How would you like that? It would change us as a nation. My purpose and goal in my life has been to systematize critical design and innovative thinking. Make it simple so that everybody from a doorman to a chairman can use these tools to actually change life. Creativity is the science of thinking out of the box, but innovation is the science of doing out of the box. Just having a brilliant idea is not enough. You should be able to take whole institutions, whole governments, organizations to change and implement shifts, paradigm shifts in policy, which will impact the balance sheet of the company, of the institution, and definitely of the country. If there is one thing that we have in abundance, it is people. 1.2 billion people, most of them young people, who have the capacity to think out of the box, who have the courage to act out of the box, to risk and to create a totally untrodden path into the future. So, ladies and gentlemen, why am I doing this? And why am I doing it on my own time? Why am I doing it free of cost? I'm doing this because I want each one of you to make a change in this country, this wonderful country which belongs to us. I want each of you to earn a lot of money in whatever you do. I want each of you to use the thinking tools to teach others so that never in any time in your life will you spend your time criticizing government, corporations, institutions. You will be a builder who can use the thinking tools to change the world, to serve the world, to create the incredible new India that is waiting for us just beyond my sight, but well within your sight. And so I have dedicated myself for the next 10 years of my life, probably the last, to handing over the thinking tools to the people who are going to build the new India. And thank you, Dr. Anuradha. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. I would like to train 100 facilitators in your institutions who are capable of training others, who are capable of using these tools to change themselves and to improve everything around them. They're going to do a test project, and that is creating the happy university. All of you are going to do it. You're going to create an incredible, happy, innovative university using the thinking tools. And that is what we're going to do for the next 90 days, because all my programs go ahead for 90 days. You learn the thinking tools, use it on a project, because unless you use it on something that belongs to you and see the results, you're not going to use it for the rest of your life. I want to change the configuration of your mind computer. That is my goal. I want to change the configuration of your mind computer. I have learned this from the masters, from the great George Prince, founder of Synectics, trained by him in Hemel Hempstead. I have met Edward de Bono. I have spent time in the Harvard School of Psychology with Professor Howard Gardner. I have searched the globe. I have searched in all the places where people do new things. I've spoken to millions of people who have changed their own life in small and big ways. And I want to tell you, all this is available to you in the 47 thinking tools. Simple mathematics, how to think out of the box. Not enough to get great ideas. You have to tame them and make them capable of working in your life. So my goal is grand, and it is beautiful, and it is big, and it is bold. And I invite all of you to become a part of this dream. Thank you very much, and God bless.
Thank you, ma'am, for instilling the idea of opportunities don't happen and it has to be created. And we are sure that our students will gain a lot about different phases of design thinking and the idea to deliver a desirable, viable, feasible, and sustainable product. Thank you once again, ma'am. Now, I request Mr. R. Praveen, Assistant Professor of Mechanical Engineering Department and Convener IIC, to propose the vote of thanks.
Thank you, ma'am. I feel very glad to propose a formal vote of thanks on behalf of Institution Innovation Council, IIC, AVIT, and Ganeshan Incubation and Entrepreneurship Center, GIEC. I wholeheartedly thank our management, Honorable Chancellor Dr. A.S. Ganesan sir. Our heartfelt gratitude to our Madam Chancellor Dr. Anuradha Ganesan ma'am for gracing this occasion in your busy schedule. Thank you, ma'am. I thank our expert speaker, Dr. Rekha Shetty ma'am, for accepting our invite to conduct a course on innovative thinking tools. Hope this session would enlighten our students to march their journey towards innovation. Thank you very much, ma'am. My heartfelt thanks to Professor P. Rajshekharan sir, Deputy Registrar, Administration, Vinayaka Missions Research Foundation. I'd like to extend our gratitude to Mr. A. Syed Mohammed sir, Director, International Relations, Vinayaka Missions Research Foundation. Our sincere thanks to Dr. G. Selvakumar sir, Principal, AVIT, for supporting and motivating and conducting the course on innovation thinking tools. I thank our Vice Principals, Dr. D. Vijendra Babu sir, Dr. S.P. Sangeeta ma'am, and a special mention to Professor L. Prabhu sir, Vice Principal Administration, Head Mechanical Engineering, and President IIC for taking efforts in organizing this such a wonderful event. I wholeheartedly thank all departmental heads, department coordinators, faculty members for cooperating in organizing this grand event. I thank all the students. Nearly we have around 1,000 enrollments and registrations for this event. There is a parallel session, a YouTube session, which is also going on because the students, they couldn't, maximum 500 could log in. So there is a parallel session, live session, which is going on in YouTube, ma'am. I thank all the students for enrolling. Hope this would definitely bring a change in your life, in your thinking, and related to innovation. You could definitely, I assure that, because I have been attending this session for past 2 days. I have attended the session, ma'am. It was very, very nice. There are no words to express your ways in which you present and the tools. Those are really amazing, ma'am. I think even our students would definitely be fruitful, and they would benefit out of this. I wish the event to be very fruitful to all the students and faculty members, and would definitely achieve great heights. Thank you. Thank you, wonderful. Thank you for your wonderful opportunity. My best wishes to all the students and faculty members. Thank you.
So shall we start the session?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We can start.
Prabhu, could you please arrange to let in my assistant, Mrs. Bindu Priya, because
Okay,
she
okay,
is
okay.
taking charge of the slides.
Okay, okay, okay. I'll make her as co-host. Sam, Jai Shri Ram, Sam. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm on the way.
Okay, please.
Bindu, they're letting you in. Bindu, they're letting you in. Get me the enzyme. Okay. Can we have the speaker view so that I can start?
Yeah.
Have you let in Bindu Priya?
Now they can join. Only 460 is there, ma'am. Actually, few of the faculty has gone for research methodology workshop.
Yeah, Mrs.
Thanks,
Bindu
Sarah.
is Bindu Priya. Just
Bindu
let her.
Priya.
Okay, so welcome to this session on the thinking tools. I welcome each and every one of you who's gathered here. I wish that I could talk to each and every one of you, look into your eyes and speak directly to you, and also have an interactive session, but with the kind of numbers we have here today. Take this as an introduction to the master course. I want a large number of you to volunteer to become facilitators, and I'm looking forward to that. And let me start. When a caterpillar thinks it's going to die, the master knows it's going to become a butterfly. But you have to change everything within yourself to go to a different level. Like when a drop of water encounters a ray of sunlight, it becomes a rainbow. And when a seed encounters the love of the sand and the soil and the sun, it becomes a beautiful tree which brings forth millions of other seeds, which is going to recreate the world with 1 million plants. That's what's going to happen to you when you learn the thinking tools. What you're looking at is small changes within yourself, within your life, within your community, but also you're looking at quantum shifts that will happen when you start thinking out of the box. So get ready to start looking at things in a completely different way, in a way you have never imagined before. The first tool which I want to present you with is called Turn It Upside Down. Have you got it? Prabhu, you have not yet let her in. Bindu Priya. You need to do that.
You can join, I think. Madam,
You can join, he says. No, she's not
only
able to
450.
join. You have to let her in. Just check in, Bindu.
Jai Shri Ram. Jai Shri Ram.
Okay, never mind. Please
Sam.
take care of it.
Hello.
Okay.
Ma'am can join, sir. Only 450.
Just go there, go into the link. Okay, so let us start with the first thinking tool. The thinking tool, which is called Turn It Upside Down. Whatever you're doing now, turn it upside down. In the year 1993, I started working with ICICI Bank. They had 6 branches at that time. Today, they have 5,750 branches all over India. They're the second largest bank in the country. And they used a thinking tool called tent thinking versus marble palace thinking, which I'll tell you about next. but turn it upside down. I first thought of this tool when I was Vice President Apollo Hospitals in the year 1986. I was Vice President Marketing, and the hospital was empty because MGR had checked into one of the rooms and he was there for several months. Nobody was allowed to enter that whole floor, and very few people would enter. And it was the place of last resort where people came when nobody was able to do anything for them. At that time, I joined as Vice President Marketing. And for 6 months, I struggled. How to make people come to a hospital? You can't tell them if you fall sick, if you have a heart attack. I mean, people would not think such a thing is possible because of the immortality complex. Everybody believes nothing will happen to them. The neighbor's son, neighbor's wife, they'll have heart attacks, they'll fall off trees, and they deserve it. But we ourselves, nothing will happen to us. You know, in the Mahabharata story where Yudhishthira is asked by the Yaksha, what is the strangest thing in the world? The Yaksha says, strangest thing in the world is everybody who is born is going to die. Everybody who is born believes they're never going to die. So I came across this universal phenomenon of the belief of immortality. That is when I thought something should be done about this. So I said, why don't we turn this upside down and see what happens when we invite people not who are sick, but those who are well. People don't want to get sick. Nobody will buy something which they don't want, right? People don't want to get sick. But people want to remain healthy, young, beautiful, great forever, right? So I said, let's turn it upside down. And we created 22 different types of checkups. The master health checkup, executive health checkup, the women's health checkup, child health checkup, diabetic check, kidney check, all sorts of checkups. And then we told people you can enter Apollo with as little as 25 rupees in your pocket, because you can get a checkup, clinical examination by a doctor at 25 rupees. We went to a big company, MRL, Madras Refineries, and we told the union that all of you 500, 200 at a time can come in on Sundays, watch the Mahabharat, go into our auditorium, watch Mahabharat, and we will give all your families a checkup by a doctor, and we will do a clinical examination and give you basic matters about your health. You will not believe, the whole hospital was working on this thing, or everybody volunteered, all the young doctors, all the laboratory staff, everybody volunteered. And at the end of it, the MRL union went to its management and said, we want to insure with Apollo Hospital because they are so nice to us. So this was a turn it upside down. Instead of focusing on illness, we started focusing on health. I want you to apply it in your life. Whatever you're doing now, think about turning it upside down. Look at the opposite of whatever you're doing. I'm not saying do it, don't do it. Just think about the opposite of whatever you're doing. I'll give you another example. This was one of my other clients, the Mahindra Resorts. The Mahindra Resorts was selling its timeshare policies at that time. And then later on, Sterling Resorts, when Ramesh Ramanathan moved to Sterling Resorts, they became my clients. We did a beautiful turn it upside down. When a customer, when a salesman sells a timeshare policy, he has to spend a lot of money getting the timeshare, selling the timeshare policy. He has to go there and it costs at least about 500 rupees to do that. So we said, turn it upside down. Instead of customers selling, instead of salesmen selling, why can't we get customers to sell? So we created a new program called Member Get Member. Customers, when they went to the Goa resort, would get 10 beautiful picture postcards saying, it's all printed, saying, dear so-and-so, and they fill up the name of their best friend. I am at the Goa resort of Sterling Resorts. We are having a lovely time. This is what is happening. If you're interested, please get in touch with us or we will call you. I wish you were here. So, you know, they would fill up 10 postcards and give it to the salespeople. Salespeople would post it. If any of the 10 bought the policy, they would get a gift. Like they would get anything from a Parker pen to a video camera. And still it was much less expensive than sending a salesman. You know, when, let's say you have a heart attack and you have a bypass surgery, you don't want to listen to the doctor telling you it's safe to have a bypass surgery. Because that man has never had a bypass surgery in his life. Like I was talking to a friend, you know, people still call me up after, you know, I left Apollo in 92. And even now people call me and say, hey, talk to somebody, like talk to Dr. Girinath. So Dr. Girinath, I'll call him and say, you know, my friend is having a bypass surgery. Dr. Girinath say, okay, I'll give him one more suture, you know, and we'll have a good laugh about it. But you know what people want is not the doctor to say you're going to be well. As one of my friends said, see, this is my only heart. Dr. Girinath may have 99% success, but this is my only heart. They want to hear from other people who have had bypass surgeries. So bypass surgery patient after 20 days talks to a person about to undergo surgery. He says, I'm climbing the stairs already. I'm fine, look at me. And you believe that person. Member get member. Turn it upside down. Whatever you're doing, turn it upside down and look at it. Bindu, have you got it? You've entered?
Ma'am, actually, she can enter. Actually, I don't know what's the problem.
Bindu, please come here. What's
That innovative thinking tools, that link is there.
She's not able to enter it. We'll solve it next time. Okay. So turn it upside down. I wanted to give you a treat. I wanted to play a beautiful movie. If we can get this sorted out by end of the session before 12, I'll play it for you.
Ma'am, this is Syed. Sorry for the interruption. If it's a small file, if she can share it in email or whatever, one of us who are connected can play.
Bindu, please send it to Prabhu or send it to someone who sent you a mail. Whoever sent us the mail, we'll send it to you. Okay? Please let me know when you get it.
Thanks.
Fine. We'll do that right away. Do it now.
Okay.
Huh? No, yeah, do that. We'll send a video and a PowerPoint.
Sure,
We
ma'am.
should have
Thanks,
done
ma'am.
that before.
Okay.
Okay, never mind. So turn it upside down. That's the first revolutionary tool that I want you to look at. Turn it upside down. Whatever you're thinking now, look at the opposite of that. Don't do it. Don't do it. Before you, when you think and do, there has to be a big gap. Because it's a wild idea. You have to tame it bit by bit by bit by bit. And only when it is tamed, you can use it in your organization. Otherwise, you'll have a big mess on your hands. But remember one thing, thinking is without consequences. You can think and build a 5,000 crore factory, destroy it next morning. Nothing will happen. But if you start putting the first brick, when you employ the first person, immediately you start incurring expenditure. So thinking is the most inexpensive resource available to you. Spend maximum time thinking, maximum time taming wild ideas. See, we're going to look at revolutionary changes. We're going to look at zero cost, doubling revenues, zero rejection. Like, let me give you the idea of zero cost. Okay. So I'll introduce you first to the second tool, which is called tent thinking versus marble palace thinking. What is the similarity between a tent and a marble palace? What is the similarity? What is the similarity between a marble palace and a tent? You'll have to talk to me. See, a tent and a marble palace, imagine it. What are the similarities? Okay. Ali Mohammed Hassan, please tell me, what is the similarity? Shazat, you can unmute yourself. Tell me. And I want to see your face.
Ma'am, hello.
Yes, Shazat, unmute.
The product of mass into acceleration, ma'am.
Pardon?
Hello.
Mass into acceleration, ma'am.
Hello. No, ma'am. I'm sorry, ma'am.
You have to improve your response. I can't hear you properly. See,
I'm Shazad Ali, ma'am. Hello, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes.
So the question was similarities between the tent and marble
palace. Yes.
Yes. It's all about comfort, ma'am. Marble palace we get more comfort, and in tent, like the comfort will be less.
See, a tent is temporary. Marble palace is permanent. Tent is inexpensive. Marble, okay, I'll get to the next. A tent is conical. Okay, you can send messages also. A tent is conical. No, tent can be anything. Tent in Rajasthan looks like a palace. You go to the tents in the Middle East, they're the most luxurious things you can imagine. You know, because warriors during the old days, Alexander and co, used to live in the tents. They spent their whole life in tents. So they provide us both shelter. Ha, Kavita, great. Both of us provide us with shelter. Now, tent is temporary, tent is inexpensive, tent is flexible, and tent can change shape. It can be removed easily. So I'm asking you to introduce the tent into your life. During this time of incredible change, you need to experiment with tents. Don't sink your money into marble palaces because they are very difficult to redo. You can't experiment with a marble palace. Once you build it, it's a great big white elephant. Can't do much about it. So start with a tent. So I'll first give you an example from my own practice. This happened, as I told you, in the year 1993, when I started this company. ICICI was my first client. And they had 6 branches. And they said, we want to have 100 branches, but we don't have much money, they said. And very interestingly, they said, we want to do it quickly and we want to have 100 branches in 1 year and we don't have the money. So we took a few new recruits straight from college and they were being trained. So we started working on this tent versus marble palace. I said, think like a twin dweller. So the young people came up with a brilliant idea. They said, why should we have our own 100 branches? Why can't we go to people who have space and ask them to give us the 100 branches? So that is what they did. I'll give you one example. They went to Vidyodaya school, and in Vidyodaya school, they said, give us a room and we'll take care of everything. We'll take care of, we'll send all this material, your money to your desk. All the teachers will be paid at their desk, and parents can make use of the bank. Just give us a room. And so this branch, at almost zero cost, I wouldn't say zero cost, but no rent at least, no electricity, no security. They ran this branch for 22 years before it was moved to a different space. They used petrol bunks. They used community centers. And today they have become also very soon afterwards, they became the biggest users of ATMs. They grew at such a pace that at the end of 5 years, they became the second largest bank, next only to the State Bank of India. I've done 74 programs at the ICICI Bank. And I don't like to tell you what they pay me per day. And you can do that too. You can earn an excellent income for the rest of your life just teaching thinking tools. Because the impact is so sure, so fast, and so clear that people will be willing to pay you whatever you want to earn a living. Tent thinking versus marble palace thinking is something that you should introduce into your program right away, so that you will enjoy the pleasure of experimenting with 100 different ideas in your life at very low cost. And you can shift easily out of the experiment. Today, there is a zero cost branch at Microsoft in Gachibowli in Hyderabad. How does it work? It works like this. Microsoft has 15,000 employees. They have given a completely fully automated office where all the banking is done. Even the security guard is provided by them. And the bank merely carries out its duties, totally automated, at no cost, zero cost. In fact, every cost center can be made into a profit center. Which company can resist this? Which organization, which university can resist this? Turn every cost center into a what? Unmute yourself. Turn every cost center into a profit center. So now I'm going to play Bindu. Now I would like to introduce you to a new topic, a new tool called metaphor. And in this metaphor, I'm going to ask you to watch a video. Bindu, please play example. Prabhu, are you able to play it? Have you got it?
Yes, just now I received, ma'am.
Yeah.
I'll just.
There's a video called Enjami.
Yes. One
Yeah,
minute. Okay.
See, now what I want you to do is take out a piece of paper. Whatever ideas come into your head as you're watching that video, just write down those ideas on a piece of paper. You will need it to use this tool called metaphor. This is a hit song. All of you just forget where you are and enjoy yourself. Put it on full screen. Sound. Put on the sound. Sound.
Is it audible? Sound is clear?
No sound at all.
1 minute, ma'am. 1 minute, ma'am.
If you have a problem, we'll go to the next.
No. 1 minute, ma'am.
So while they're loudly, screen, make it full screen.
பொந்துல யாரு மீன் கொத்தி தண்ணியிலோடும் தவளைக்கு கம்பளி பூச்சி தங்கச்சி அள்ளி மலர் கொடி அங்கதமே ஒட்டார சந்தனமே முல்ல மலர் கொடி எங்கூரு குத்தாளமே
என்ன பண்ண மாயமா பள்ளியம்மா வேறாண்டி தங்கதிய கூறாண்டி கண்ணடிய காணாண்டி இந்த
அன்ன கிளி அடியால மர கிழவண்ண கிளி நல்லபடி வாழ சொல்லி இந்த மண்ணை கொடுத்தானே பூர்வ குடி கம்மங்கர காணி எல்லாம் பாடி திரிஞ்சானே ஆதிக்குடி நாய் நரி பூனைக்கும் தான் இந்த ஏரி குளம் கூட சொந்தமடி என்ஜாமி வாங்கோ ஒன்னாரி அம்மா ஏ அம்பாரி இந்தா மும்மாரி என்ஜாமி வாங்கோ ஒன்னாரி அம்மா ஏ அம்பாரி இந்தா மும்மாரி குக்கு முட்டைய போடும் கோழிக்கு ஒப்பனை யாரு மயிலுக்கு பச்சைய பூசும் பாசிக்கு குச்சிய அடுக்குன கூட்டுக்கு
ஆடுபட்ட மக்கா கரப்பு மேட்டுக்கார வேர்வ தண்ணி சொக்கா மினுக்கு நாட்டுக்கார அகட்டி கருப்பட்டி பூதாங்கோடு மண்ணு சட்டி அதோட கூடு கட்டி ஆரம்பிச்ச நாகரிகம் செஞ்சன ஜனக்கு ஜன மக்களே உப்புக்கு சப்பு கொட்டு முட்டைக்குள்ள சட்டு கொட்டு அட்டைக்கு ரத்தம் கொட்டு கிட்டி புல்லு வெட்டு வெட்டு
5 மரம் வளர்த்து அழகான தோட்டம் வச்சு தோட்டம் செழிச்சாலும் கடலே
அஞ்சாமி வாங்கோ வாங்கோ ஒன்னாரி அம்பாரி அம்பாரி இந்தா இந்தா மும்மாரி அஞ்சாரி அஞ்சாமி வாங்கோ வாங்கோ ஒன்னாரி அம்பாரி அம்பாரி இந்தா இந்தா மும்மாரி
பாட்டன் பூட்டன் காத்த பூமி ஆட்டம் போட்டு காட்டும் சாமி ராட்டு நந்தா சுத்தி வந்தா சேவ கூவச்சு அது போட்டு வச்ச எச்சம் தானே காடா மாறிச்சு நம்ம நாடா மாறிச்சு இந்த வீடா மாறிச்சு
என்ன குறை என் ஜீவி கரும்புக்கு என்ன குறை என்ன குறை என் ஜில்ல பேராண்டிக்கு என்ன குறை பந்தலில பாவக்கா அத கல்லு விட்டு இருக்கு அது அத கல்லு விட்டு இருக்கு அப்பா நான் விட்டதுங்க
So unlock your mind and write down on your slip of paper, write down 10 ideas you got from this, watching this video. And please type it in the chat box. I'm watching. Okay. So let's say that the problem we're trying to solve, I'm going to go back to how to go into the problem solving process. So write down what problem you want to solve. Let's say to build a more beautiful campus, to create a more beautiful campus. Okay. So tell me a word which you've written watching this movie. Prabhu?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, give me a word which you've written after watching the movie.
I couldn't able to, that is here, ma'am, actually, initially, what you said.
See, you watched the video.
Yes,
Now,
ma'am.
you must have thought of something when
Yes,
you were
ma'am.
watching the video. So what did you think of? A green campus.
Yes, green campus students.
Very beautiful. I planted 5 trees. So we will look at a beautiful campus. So every student to plant 5 trees on the campus. How many students do you have, Principal Sir?
It's around 1,300 members of now.
Yeah, so you choose a day and all of you have to plant 5 trees on the campus.
Okay, ma'am.
Choose a day where everybody comes prepared to plant 5 trees within the campus, and everything, all the trees have to be arranged from the forest department. So that is how you take an idea from the video into your problem, building a more beautiful campus, a happy campus. So what's the next word that you have? Everyone come together as one. Shaz, wonderful. So how to make everybody come together as one? So have a forest day and have everybody come together and create a song for that, so that everybody is playing the song. Maybe even Anjami can be played, and that can be the anthem, and you plant everything together. So you have a green campus. everybody come together as one. Always cheerful, equality for all. Yes, even the people working in the campus, all the housekeeping staff, everybody will get involved in planting the trees. And whoever plants the trees has to look after the trees also. They have to go and see it. That's why I'm saying inside the campus. Cultural context. So have a competition about this process of greening the campus. Have a song writing competition open to all the students, and have a dance competition, dance and song contest where people celebrate the green, clean, beautiful campus, including, you know, the using up all the garbage for composting. Create composting bins. And everybody, if we will save the forest, forest will save us. Wonderful. So we get the advice of top horticulturists and see how we can grow beautiful flowering and flowering trees, trees with fruits and plants with herbs and all these things, you know, how to grow it. Get the experts to teach us. Yes, and plant one in our house, and world temperature will reduce and the world will be safe. Wow, so lovely. Deena Dayalan, thank you so much for that message. Save, so create a forest. There is something called a Kawasaki forest, and you know, get the experts to tell you how to create. And it should be connected to song and dance and culture, so that, you know, everything helps the plants to grow. Do you know that when you plant a banana tree and you play Carnatic music to it, the yield improves by 20%? An actual experiment was carried out. So have beautiful music playing for all your trees and plants, and, you know, create a wonderful forest, and the surroundings belongs to each and every animal, every insect, every bird, every plant. The world belongs to everybody. But we as human beings think that the world is there for our benefit. I'm sure the dinosaurs thought that before they were destroyed, because Earth said these guys are no use, they're destroying the Earth, they need too much of resources. So they disappeared one day, right? That can happen to us in the not so distant future. And we should follow our ancestors in their love of nature. Use the herbs to remain healthy. Keela Nelly for curing jaundice. Eat the green leaves to improve our energy and fill our blood with life and enthusiasm and passion. What else? Surroundings belong to each and every animal. So don't kill any of the animals or insects that are growing there. You'll say, what about the snake? See, snakes are not wanting to. Manikandan, come on. You can unmute and you can speak. Speak clearly, please. All of us want to hear. Manikandan, speak. You've raised your hand. Manikandan, unmute and speak. Nature is our only mother. Okay, okay. Nature is our only mother. We are the children. But each and everyone in the ecosystem has equality. Marshall Thomas, value each life on earth. Together we can make this world a better place. And we should follow our ancestors. Save the forest and save lives. You know, people are dying today because our carbon footprint has become so great. What happened? You didn't speak. Okay. So somebody like to summarize the ideas that we got from playing Enjami? All of you write down your ideas for a clean green campus and you can send it to me. My email ID is rekashetty123@gmail.com. rekashetty123@gmail.com. Rekha Shetty. Next time we should be able to use the screen whiteboard.
Ma'am, I just shared your mail ID in the chat box, madam. Already shared
Lovely,
it.
lovely, lovely. You can always send me a mail. Please send your ideas for a clean green campus. We must have a competition. The whole campus must grow wild about wanting to create these beautiful wonders of nature on the campus. Can you imagine? And we get the world, the country's experts, get all your teachers to advise you.
We do have a green campus club, ma'am, inside the campus. Regularly
I'm
used to do
talking
that.
about a movement. I'm not talking about a green campus club. Let it free. Let every employee, let every person, let every parent who comes into the campus bring a gift of trees. Have the most beautiful campus on earth. Lee Kuan Yew, when he created Singapore, he inherited a place full of rascals and rogues and terrorists. And he went to every part of the world, got the most beautiful plants on earth, and he recreated Singapore into the safest, most beautiful picture postcard city in the world. You can do that
Yes.
with your campus.
Yes. Even for the guests, instead of giving bouquets, we used to give saplings, madam. Generally, even we request them to plant the saplings inside the campus. Generally, we used to do that.
Who is speaking?
Prabhu, madam. Prabhu.
Prabhu, I'll tell you whatever you're doing now, no, do it 100 times, I'm saying.
Sure.
What you're doing is great. Do it 100 times.
Sure, ma'am.
Recreate Pondicherry, I'm saying. Let there not be any dust and dirt and, any sign of, let it become the most beautiful town on earth.
Yes.
Adopt Pondicherry, I'm saying. Make it into a movement. Let everybody passionately want the most beautiful city on the face of this earth. You've got an ashram to support you. You've got so many people waiting to support you. You just have to energize them. Let your university energize the city. Get in the, politicians, get everybody involved. So that it's the most beautiful city in the whole world. I feel it's one of the most cultured cities in the whole world. The place of greatest ideas, Pondicherry. What Aurobindo said, he says human beings don't have to die. He speaks about the life of the cells, how every cell can grow and live forever, the eternal life of cells. He said, so do you like your vision of Pondicherry? Because your university is there. Do you like that vision?
Yes.
And
yes,
I think we should have a Rotaract club, definitely, because I'm
yes.
a Canadian. You have a Rotaract club?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, AVIT is located near Mahabalipuram, madam. In East, there is an old Mahabalipuram Road. It's AVIT.
Yeah, so what?
It's Mahabalipuram. Yeah, we are that is adopted 5 nearby villages. First, we'll start that there is initiative with all these 5 villages, and even we spread it near to a 20-kilometer radius. We will ask our faculty and students.
Are you satisfied with what you have?
No. We have to do a lot.
So even
now, if we are keeping quiet, also the students won't let us keep quiet, because you have mentioned all these things. This is the first time I'm seeing this much of response. That is a upright, that is a down, like that. You changed everything in half an hour. I'm looking forward for the next, that is 8 days. Definitely, we can feel the changes. Sure.
See, I'll tell you what. Dream big. Even if you do 20%, it's big. No, dream big for the country. Like our students, should gain the top positions in all the companies when they come for campus recruitment. How to do that?
Hello.
Yes.
Am I audible?
Who is speaking? I want to
Prabhu sir.
Yes, ma'am. This
audible. Is madam. This is.
I can't hear you.
I think Dr. Giri Rangasamy, madam. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'll tell you what. We will have a nice chat about all these matters. But now I'd like to go on, because I have only another 20 minutes left. And I have several things to tell you for the first session, because we have only 12 sessions. Taking a lifetime of learning over so many hours and thousands of, inspirational people whom I've met, this is not at all enough time. It's only the beginning session. So I'm going to now tell you the thought process of turning a creative idea into a solution. If you look at Leonardo da Vinci's notebooks, and he had 137 notebooks which have been discovered. Anything he thought of, he wrote it down. And you know, he was an illegitimate child. And he grew up without, you know, proper support. And he became one of the greatest thinkers of all time. So it doesn't matter who you are, you know. Leonardo da Vinci was the greatest world-class painter. He was a world-class sculptor. He was an architect. He was a scientist. He loved plants. He was a scientist, a biological scientist. There was no field where his mind has not touched. But you know, most of those ideas remained in the book because the scientific advances had not reached such a stage that you could really create a submarine. But he's drawn a submarine. To look at his papers, there is a submarine there. To read his beautiful biography, which I'm now in the, autobiography about Leonardo da Vinci, you'll just enjoy. I love biographies, you know. Right now I'm reading the Promised Land by Barack Obama. You know, beautiful book, huge, you know, daunting when you look at it. But, you know, that was an unusual man. You know, we should know how he's been thinking. I read the biography of Alexander and how, you know, he was killed by his best friend, Prabhu. Best friend killed him by poisoning him. You know, mankind has remained the same over the ages. So I'm going to tell you the process of turning a creative idea into a innovation. See, innovation is about doing. It has to be done here to get a return from it, and then only it's an innovation. Just because you have a mad idea, that doesn't become an innovation. And there's a whole process that you have to go through to reach that place. So first, you have to state your problem. What is your problem? I would say that your goal should be to create the most extraordinary university in the world. People from all over the world should come to your university to study. Why should we go to Stanford and Harvard? They should come here. We've got the kind of knowledge, history, and philosophy. Everything's been borrowed by others, and they're making lots of money out of yoga and medicine and whatnot till dear Patanjali came and started doing something small about. I'm not saying, you know, but a lot of nice products there, and so fast. Look at that. See, look, you have Bikram Yoga. He's taken our own ancient knowledge and he's making millions out of it. What are we doing? We are criticizing our yoga teachers. What are we doing? We are rejecting our culture. I think it's time we got back to who we are, you know, and look back at our ancient knowledge and brought it all back and married it to the latest technology, married it to artificial intelligence, married to technology, and create a whole new world. See, India, the world is waiting for India's knowledge. They're the only people will fall at the feet of a half-naked fakir. Gandhiji was a half-naked fakir. That's what Winston Churchill called it. What can we learn from this half-naked fakir? But when Gandhiji went there in his langoti, without wearing a shirt, in the cold of London, and climbed down the aircraft with his goat, because he drank only goat's milk, the whole British Parliament stood up and applauded, and they listened to what he said. So I'm saying, let's start with the beginning. First, state your problem. What is your problem? It should be in the form of a question. I want you to go back and write down your sing and enjoy peacefully in the beautiful Mother Nature. I love you, Nijil. That's a beautiful comment on the chat box. Of course, that is how you should be. You should be happy, enjoying, laughing and singing and learning at the same time. No pressure, no stress, you know, just having a good time and learning all the time. So first, state your problem. What is your problem? Is it to increase revenues? Is it to create the most extraordinary university in the world? What is the problem statement? Problem statement should focus clearly on what you want. It should not be vague. It should not be about one of the symptoms. It's most important to state your problem so that you can move towards the solution of that problem. Our greatest issue has been never knowing what is our problem. If you have a headache and you take a paracetamol for the headache, that is no use. You have to find out why you have the headache. Find out what your real problem is. Your real problem may be your mother-in-law. She is giving you a headache. Your real problem may be your teacher. He is giving you a headache. Taking a paracetamol will not help. You have to change your relationship with him. State your problem. I'll give you 2 examples, and I want you all to write down in your notebooks what your problem is. And it should be in this form. How to increase revenues. It should be in the form of a question. How to reduce costs. How to fill my house with oxygen-giving plants. How to ensure that I never visit a doctor in my life. How to ensure that I use all my resources to develop my body, mind, and soul. One question, write it down, and we'll work out a 5-year plan in the next 12 sessions, next 12 hours. We'll develop a plan for you to reach that goal. Have a goal, have it clear. You know, when Gandhiji got millions of people to follow him, he didn't have a bank account. He had no position. He had no power, but he got us out of the greatest problem Indians have ever had, being under the boot of the British Raj, where they said the sun never sets on the British Empire. They left peacefully almost. Of course, they almost destroyed us by separating Pakistan and India and doing it so badly. It said that Mountbatten was in such a hurry, he just took a pen and drew a line, and that line has remained to this day. And that line went across the houses of 2 brothers, went across a man and his bed, went across a man and his cattle, and did all sorts of crazy things because he was in such a hurry. August 15th, he wanted to leave. Maybe, I don't know why he was in such a hurry. It should have been done carefully, like surgery, not like butchery, which is what happened, when you try to do things in a hurry. Don't be in a hurry. Think everything through very, very carefully. First, state your problem. Please write down your problem, and we're going to use that problem, and we're going to solve that problem in the next 12 days. Okay? 6 days, 12 hours. Second is generate ideas. During the generation of ideas, you use several thinking tools, but there are some rules. Suspend judgment. You cannot criticize the idea. Just record the idea. See, next time, Prabhu, I want my whiteboard so that people can type on it. I need a whiteboard.
Okay. Okay.
So state your problem. Nobody can criticize the problem. You create a sanctuary around the ideas, wild ideas. See, when an idea is new, it is germinal. It is like a small seed. If you pour boiling water on it, if you criticize it, that idea will be killed. Very easy to kill a new idea. A new idea always makes you angry. If an idea is very easy to understand and everybody loves it, rest assured it must be 200 years old. That's why they're so familiar and hugging it. If an idea makes you angry, it irritates you and it bugs you and everybody is shouting against it, it's a new idea. Protect it. Don't allow criticism. Just let that idea wander around for some days and allow it to develop, to grow. In the management systems, we have PDCA, plan, develop. Get everybody to give ideas to grow the idea. An idea in a sanctuary has to be grown. Like zero cost is an idea which has to be grown. You can only give positive thoughts about that idea. Let it grow to its full form. Unless a tree becomes big, you cannot start trimming it. When a plant has just sprouted and it has 4 leaves, you can't cut off 3 leaves. So first thing we have to control is the sensor board, which is installed in our own minds. First thing, switch off the sensor board during idea generation. See, we have to move from logical mind to creative mind. Logical mind. See, when you state your problem, you need a logical mind. And I'll give you some examples of stating the problem. You solve it for me. See, when I first started, I fell in love with my subject when I was still in my 20s. I would have been 26 years old. I went to IIT to do my PhD, and I had to leave United India Insurance, where I worked 9 years, for 3 months, 4 months, and I had to do a term. I had to write a term paper. At that time, I wrote a term paper on creativity for organizational behavior. And I fell in love with the subject. And I got in touch with the person those days by snail mail, George Prince, who started the first company devoted to creativity called Synectics. He invited me to Boston, and some years later, I went and met him. And when I went to his house, he was 74 years old, and he was swimming 10 lengths in his indoor swimming pool. He was full of energy. And he had got married only the previous year to a psychologist. And he said that we have a new life. And on his lawn, there was a boat, because in Boston, all the very rich people have a boat and they use it to go sailing. Then he, many years later, when I was vice president of Apollo, and I resigned and I joined Maxworth, and I was, Maxworth failed. At that time, I was so fed up. He said, go and learn what we do, Synectics, in Hemel Hempstead. And I went to Hemel Hempstead, which is an extraordinary experience. One of my teachers lived on a boat, a couple, and they would come ashore only to teach us, and then they'd go sailing off again. And I met people who had the most extraordinary lives. And I realized that anything you want to do in your life is within your reach, provided you're willing to pay the price. Okay, so stating your problem. So the first group, when I went to IIT, came back, I told my HR department, I want to do a course on creative thinking for the people. They said, no, our people are very busy and all that. You take all the wives, they have nothing to do anyway. If someone said that today, you'd get a tight slap. It's so disrespectful to say that. Anyway, all the ladies came and I conducted a creativity course based on my term paper. It was an exciting program. I said, state your problem. One of the ladies said, I want to make my son eat eggs for breakfast. So we discussed it and we realized that it was a totally wrong problem statement. Because what she wanted was, can you guess what she really wanted? Not to make her son eat eggs for breakfast, because son hates eggs. And people came up with crazy ideas like hypnotize him and tranquilize him, and then hide the egg in ice cream and things like that. But finally we realized the problem statement itself was wrong. What was wrong with the problem statement? How to make my son eat eggs for breakfast? Did that mother have an egg farm? Did she need to sell eggs? No. Why did she want to make the son eat eggs for breakfast?
To make him healthy.
Exactly, Prabhu. To make him healthy. She wanted, how to make my son healthy. Sushmita Baumek, give her a big hand. How to make my son healthy. How to give him a nutritious breakfast. How to give my son a nutritious breakfast. And then the whole world of breakfast opens, starting with idli, dosa, to Kellogg's, to kanji, to a whole lot of things with the kid like. So when you state your problem wrongly, you can go into the wrong path and waste all your limited resources on the wrong problem. So first write down your problem. How to make my son eat eggs for breakfast. I'll give you one more example and please write it down. I want to see all your problem statements. I want it collected Who's going to run this course? Is it Prabhu?
Yes, myself and Praveen will be there, madam. Yeah.
Yeah, so please send a mail to Prabhu with all your problem statements so that we make sure the problem statements are correct. Pillayar Suli, first it has to be correct. Vinayaka, give me the wisdom to know what is my problem. Because we don't know what is your problem, you can spend your whole life running off in the wrong directions, wasting everybody's life and your own life. Second problem which I want to tell you was how to build a better mousetrap. What do you think of that as a problem statement? How to build a better mousetrap. Ask questions. Why do you want a mousetrap? Bamboli, why do you want a mousetrap? Motam, why do you want a mousetrap? Prabhu, why do you want a mousetrap?
Because a lot of it gives some trouble to the fruits and groceries to save my
very
food.
good, Faisal. How to save my food? How to? So what do you? If the mouse is enjoying itself in the Narmada Valley, are you bothered?
No.
You're not. If the mice are enjoying themselves in the forests of Kumarakom, are you bothered? No. You don't want them in your environment. How to keep mice out of my environment? See, if you become involved in the architecture of mousetraps, you'll end up wasting all your money building more and more mousetraps. Mousetraps will not rid you of your problem. Mousetraps will not save your food. So how to create an environment free of mice? Then you can have poison, you can have gas, you can have Lakshman Rekha. See, your whole solution box will become a huge different thing altogether. You will not waste money on the architecture of mousetraps. All of you sit down and write, what is your problem? How to get rid of the mouse from our house? Do you want to kill the mouse? No, you're not interested in killing the mouse and seeing it die in a horrible way. No, you don't want mice getting into your house and spoiling the things in your house. Outside your house, of course, mouse will also go to neighbor's house, you don't care. No, no, no. I'm not saying, but you know, the pious women of Chennai will collect all their garbage, wrap it nicely and throw it in front of the neighbor's house. That's not what we want. We want a whole street that is beautiful, clean, full of flowers. What is the use of having a beautiful house and having garbage all along the street? You have to adopt your street. You have to recreate your street. You have to make your campus the most beautiful campus on earth. You have to make the place around your campus beautiful. You have to turn the villages into something which every economist wants to come and study and win a Nobel Prize. Right? The happy village. Let us work on it. And then, of course, it is now 12 o'clock. Is it 12 o'clock? So state your, I'll just tell you quickly, state your problem, generate ideas. Third is incubate. You have an incubation center and they're going to, do extraordinary things in that incubation center. We're going to incubate the most extraordinary ideas. What is incubation? Forget the problem and allow your subconscious to think. Your subconscious is everything that you've thought or felt or seen or experienced or touched. Everything flows into this vast computer, which is your subconscious. When you switch off the conscious mind, the subconscious starts to work. Madame Curie discovered radium when she was switched off, when she was dreaming. Kekule discovered the formula of the benzene ring when he slept and he thought of a fiery snake chasing its own tail. The great Ogilvy, advertising genius, said, I take a holiday. I ride a bicycle. I listen to music and I take hot baths. And when I'm thus involved in doing nothing, a stream of telegrams enters my subconscious. And he says his best work happens when he's doing nothing. When I'm thus involved in doing nothing, lying like a wet leaf on a log of wood, allowing the current to carry me where it will. Imagine, switch off, forget it, meditate, don't do anything, walk in the garden, look at the clouds, and then you have analysis. Problem with us is as soon as we get a great idea, we analyze it to death and kill it on the spot. Somebody gives us a good idea, we'll analyze it on the spot. Don't do it. Next time I'll tell you how to rescue the fragile beginnings of a brilliant idea from a mad idea. How to tame a wild idea. Put it in a sanctuary. Suspend judgment, postpone reaction. Then you have analysis. You analyze the solutions, the 100 solutions which you have, the 100 alternative solutions. Analyze it. Depending on the amount of money you have, the resources you have, the time you have, the people you have, analyze and choose the best course through the roadmap that you have studied over the past so many days, and finally implement. Implement in the following manner. 5W1H. When? Next 1 month, what will you do? 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, what will you do? I will send you all these maps. I'll send you the 5W1H. You state the problem and you do a 5W1H. That is the implementation plan. When, what, why, where, how, and who. And under how, you have the 6 M's. Resource map. The resource map to solve this. So that is men, materials, machines, methods, markets, and money. And so I want to bring you to the end of the first session, where you have learned a few tools. You have looked at turn it upside down. Look at your life, turn something upside down. Let's think about it. State your problem, generate ideas, incubate, analyze, and create an implementation plan. I'll send you the map. And then we looked at tent thinking versus marble palace thinking. Revolutionary method of experimenting with anything you want to experiment with in a way that is inexpensive, temporary, flexible, and simple and usable. I think your principal said, be simple. Change your life first. So just one rule till the next session. And that is, I want you to go back today and do one thing you've never done in your life. It can be a simple thing. Eat a new food, meet a new friend, read a new book, talk to, watch a new program. Do one thing, and for the rest of your life, every day do one thing you've never done before. Get rid of the censor board in your head. Get rid of your fear, because we are the warriors of the next century, the warriors who are going to take India to that one place where we all want India to be number one. Thank you very much, and God bless.
Thank you, ma'am, for the wonderful. Praveen, yeah, carry on, Praveen.
Yes, sir.
I want one rule. 1 minute. I want a rule next time. Everybody has to open the screen. I want to see your faces. I cannot do this not looking at anybody's face except 1 or 2 beautiful faces I can see. That's why I'm catching Prabhu every time, because all of you, I can't see your face. What is the use? You can see my face, right? How can we talk unless I look into your eyes? So that's the first rule. Invest in a very good sound system. Don't come and talk so that none of us can understand. Master Zoom. Spend some money on a good mic, please. For the rest of our lives, we are going to use, this digital mechanism. It's so convenient. It's so great. Why would we go back to the old way of being? So over to you, Prabhu, Anu, and let's close this session. Thank you.
You had everybody's interest. It was very, very, I think attention of everybody was on you, on the program. And I haven't, I think the teachers should take a leap out of this, how to make a session that interesting that nobody wants to take the eyes of the, the screen. So I think you managed to create, ignite the curiosity and, start making them think, get them to interact. And so that started off really well. So the very, very interesting and really happy about how this is going.
You know, I'm so thrilled you're there all the time, Anu. I want you to come for all the tools. Why? Because, you know, I want great people to teach the tools. I want brilliant guys to go out and share the tools with others. See, you don't have to wait for inspiration. Innovation on demand. How nice. Whenever you need a solution, you get it. Not wait for the once in a lifetime, you know, point of inspiration. I want you to live an inspired life, you know, an innovative, exciting life. And so thank you so much for this opportunity, Anu, because I know that there are lots of people here waiting to transform your university into the greatest university on earth.
Yeah, and I love that idea of making it green and everybody, you know, becoming so interested in. I mean, that's one of our dreams, to make it into a green campus. You know, we had planned to lakhs and lakhs of trees we had planned to put in the campus, and you know, we are doing it. But you know, to create a movement where it just happens instantly, you know, where everybody participates and converts the campus. That would be like a nice dream come true, to see a green and beautiful campus.
I'm going to send you examples of an overnight forest, okay? And you can do it, you know, all of you, even if 500 of you decide, you can have an instant forest. You don't have to wait till, you know, like another 30 years. I mean, nice, you know, you grow a coconut tree and you get it after 20 years. But today you can have a forest. You buy it, get hold of the forest department to support you fully. Free, you don't have to buy it even. Just talk to the forest department. They're dying to give away trees. And let's have those happy villages, the 5 villages. We'll form teams and we will have happy villages. And I'll tell you all about it next time. And first, a happy university.
Of course.
And that's what we're going to implement at the end of this session, 12 weeks. We'll have steering committees for this, 5 verticals, and we'll do it. 90 days, you should see the glimmer of that beginning, the happy university. And you get, branded as a happy university.
I think your enthusiasm is infectious. It will spread throughout.
All of you, like, look at you, look at Prabhu. And I had 2 lovely students in my class. Next time they're going to teach some of the tools. I want some of the teachers to teach you some of the tools. I'm going to, because they finished 2 classes, so they can teach some more tools. Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, madam. Actually, as mentioned by our Honorable Madam Chancellor, it was a great experience. Even most of the faculty, we used to complain that students are not responding to us through virtually. But today we learned that if we do things rightly, and the way that you have taken the session, it's a learning lesson for us also. In future, we will also try to take, bring the students' attention.
You're just modest.
To be frank, madam, actually, we used to force the students to remain in the session, but today we didn't ask anyone to stay still in the end, but students, till almost 400 students remained in the session, and the feedback given and also the response made by the student was really surprised, actually. So definitely, even the students are giving a message now in the chat box that they are looking forward for the next session.
All the 1,000 join in the same Zoom, not go to Facebook. Next time. And
it's 500 YouTube, actually 500 maximum strength. Actually, we thought only 500 may join, but this now today it got almost 550 or 600 like that. We'll try to reduce this, that is go for a few more users also. Hope the remaining classes, and also looking forward for that Minds Power Innovation Center in AV campus, which you have sent a mail to the Madam Chancellor. We'll try to implement that in the center, and we'll have first a happy university and happy, that is 5 adopted villages, greenery as mentioned by the Madam Chancellor. We start practicing one sapling per 1 student, but now 1 student, one sapling, we'll convert that into 1:5.
Wonderful. And see, Shaz has sent me a message. Best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. Second best time is now. But you can replant even a 5-year-old tree. There are a lot of people who sell 5-year-old, 10-year-old trees. So, we can crash time if we want. Singapore happened overnight. He got ready-made trees. So see that in your mind and we'll do it. So
yes, so I think Shaz and Abdul, we will. I really like what what you guys did. So let's have it done.
Yeah, lovely. I think once the mango tree, yeah, like there's no fruit like a mango. I have a friend who runs a beautiful resort. It's called Poetry, Poetree, and he's got 1,000 trees full of fruits. Nobody is allowed to pluck it except the birds. So it is a paradise for birds. I hope you leave some fruits, mangoes for the birds and the squirrels and everything.
Okay, madam. Sorry, actually, I got few network issues. I joined back. I request our Deputy Registrar, Dr. Professor Rajeshekaran, to give concluding remarks on this session.
I want all of you to improve your Zoom connections, improve your mics, and lighting, everything. Invest in it. It's worth it.
Yes, yes.
You'll make a lot better impact.
No, very correct. I mean, that's what I was thinking.
Sure.
We should not be having issues with let's have it. That should be a focus, because this is going to be this platform is what we're going to use for a very long time, and we should perfect this platform.
Yeah.
Rajeshekaran, sir.
Thank you. Respected Madam Chancellor and Madam Dr. Rekha Shetty and other faculty members and participants. Thank you, one and all present here, for the wonderful session given by Dr. Rekha Shetty, Madam. Sure, we will take all your inputs, and we as a team, we will implement in our AV campus based on your input and advice and the suggestions by our our Honorable Madam Chancellor. We have taken many initiatives in terms of innovation and entrepreneurship, as well as in the Green Campus initiatives. Your advice will keep us involving more students and faculty members to take our campus as a happy campus, happy university. And we started from the department to campus. Happy department, happy institution, and happy university.
And happy house, happy home also.
Thank you. Definitely, madam. Thank you, madam. It's a wonderful, nice session. We want to, as a faculty, as a administrative team, we want to attend all your sessions to learn many things in innovations. We are exciting to attend the next few sessions, madam. Thank you, Honorable Chancellor, madam.
I'm looking forward to meeting all of you again.
Sure, madam. Thank you, madam. We will, on behalf of our university, after the pandemic, we are inviting you to visit our campus to see our facilities and give your advice in terms of innovation, as well as in the Green Campus and all our activities. Soon we will meet you in the campus, madam. Thank you.
Of course, I'm looking forward to that.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you. Participants, we have shared the Google Form attendance links. Kindly fill that one. And also I shared my mail ID as mentioned by our speaker. Please share your problem statement to pd.ipic@AVIT.ac.in. Looking forward for there is correcting those problem statement. Next class, the next session, I think we'll have a discussion on that. As
Announce the next session. When is it?
Next session is tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. sharply. So all are requested to join again with the same link tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. I think as Madam pointed about the tent house was a marble house, that particular idea.
With the video.
With
I
the
don't want to see any blank things like this hereafter. Okay. If you don't even want to dress up to meet me, then what's the point? Tell me. Huh? If you're wearing shorts, don't stand up. That's all. Sit down. I won't be able to see.
Sure, ma'am. Sure. Tomorrow, I think we can do that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Bye.
I think we'll wind up the session now. Thank you.
Ma'am. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Bye, Chitra.